In 2021, a retrospective cohort study in the Annals of Internal Medicine made a startling claim. Actors and actresses who actually win an Academy Award have a significantly greater survival rate than those who do not. This raises a critical statistical question. Does winning an Oscar actually extend a person's life, or do actors simply have to live longer to accumulate the chances required to win one? This paradox is a classic trap in survival analysis. Resolving it requires us to look closely at exactly how we measure time. This naive Kaplan-Meier curve shows a distinct gap between the winner's curve on top and the controls below. The Cox model calculates a 26% mortality reduction for winners, with a hazard ratio of 0.74 and p-value of 0.004. The structural flaw is that the model treats winning an Oscar as a fixed baseline variable. It incorrectly credits an actor as a winner from their first day in the industry, even if the actual win occurred 30 years later. By evaluating a time-dependent event as a fixed baseline trait, the model creates a mathematical illusion rather than reflecting chronological reality. Consider a subject's timeline. They start at enrollment and progress forward until hitting a milestone, like winning an award. The span between enrollment and the win is immortal time. The naive analysis merges that span directly into the winner category. This misclassification gives the treatment group an automatic mathematical advantage. To win an award in year 30, the subject was guaranteed to survive those first 30 years. To fix this bias, our model must treat the subject as unexposed right up until the exact moment the exposure happens. We solve this mechanically by converting wide data into a long format. A single patient row splits into multiple intervals, bounded by two new variables, tstart and tstop. Exposure is initially 0 and only flips to 1 after the win is reached. This tstart and tstop structure forces the Cox model to evaluate risk strictly chronologically, comparing subjects only to others who are actually at risk at that specific moment. Let's test this. Pause the video and map out the data rows for an actor who enters a study at year 0, wins an Oscar at year 4, and passes away at year 10. Determine the values for tstart, tstop, exposure, and the event indicator. Here is the correct structure. Row 1 runs from 0 to 4, with exposure at 0. Row 2 runs from 4 to 10, with exposure at 1. Notice the event indicator. It is coded as 0 in the first row because the patient simply changed status. They did not die at year 4. It only becomes 1 in the terminal row. Setting that terminal event indicator correctly is the final hurdle to accurately modeling time-dependent data. Look at this split-screen comparison. On the left are the original naive Kaplan-Meier curves with their wide gap. On the right are the corrected time-dependent curves, showing a much narrower gap. The corrected statistical reality shows the hazard ratio attenuating to 82%.